When you first see Durdle Door, it almost feels unreal. This giant natural limestone arch standing in the sea is one of the most iconic landmarks in England, and it's part of the Jurassic Coast, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Last month, I made the trip from Cardiff to Durdle Door, and it was one of the highlights of my summer. In this video, I'll share my journey with you and also give some practical advice for anyone planning to visit, especially if you're coming from London, since that's where most visitors begin their trip. I started my journey in Cardiff early in the morning. The drive is around 3 hours depending on traffic, and I took the motorway most of the way before the roads became more scenic as we got closer to the coast. If you're driving, I recommend setting off early, not just to avoid traffic, but also because the car park at Durdle Door can get busy, especially in summer. Parking costs about £10 for the day, and it's right near the entrance to the coastal path. From there, it's about a 10-minute walk down to the arch, but I'll get to that in a moment. Now, most people watching this might not be coming from Cardiff like I did. If you're in London, you have several options. The easiest and most flexible way is by car. Driving from London to Durdle Door takes about 2.5 to 3 hours, depending on traffic. The roads are straightforward, and once you arrive, you'll find parking available near the entrance. But as I said before, parking does fill up quickly in peak season, so it's smart to arrive early in the day. If you don't drive, the train is a great option. You can take a direct train from London Waterloo to Wool, which takes around 2.5 hours. Wool is the nearest station to Durdle Door, and from there, you can take a short taxi ride or hop on a local bus that drops you near the entrance. This is probably the most convenient way for solo travelers or those who prefer not to drive. There's also the coach option. You can take a coach from London to either Bournemouth or Weymouth, and then switch to a local bus to reach Durdle Door. This is the cheapest way to travel, but it also takes the longest. Depending on connections, the journey might be 4 to 5 hours in total. So whether you're driving, taking the train, or using the coach, getting to Durdle Door from London is absolutely doable in a day trip. Though I'd recommend staying overnight if you want to really enjoy the Jurassic Coast without rushing. Once you arrive at the car park or get dropped off, the adventure really begins. To reach the beach, you'll need to walk down a fairly steep path. It's not a long walk, but it can be a bit challenging, especially on the way back up. Make sure to wear comfortable shoes. It's not the place for flip-flops. As you make your way down, the view suddenly opens up, and the first glimpse of the arch is breathtaking. You'll see the turquoise sea, the golden cliffs, and of course, the famous stone arch rising from the water. The beach at Durdle Door is a mix of shingle and pebbles, and it's a fantastic place to relax. Some people go swimming, though be careful because the waves can be strong, and there are no lifeguards. Others just enjoy sitting on the shore, having a picnic, or exploring the coastline. If you enjoy photography, this spot is a dream. The natural arch looks different depending on the time of day and the light. One of my favorite moments was just sitting there, listening to the sound of the waves and taking it all in. If you have time, you can also walk along the cliffs for even more dramatic views of the coastline. There are hiking paths that connect Durdle Door to nearby landmarks like Lulworth Cove, which is just a short walk away and equally stunning. A few quick tips if you're planning your visit. First, as I mentioned, get there early in the morning or late in the afternoon. Not only will you avoid the biggest crowds, but you'll also get the most beautiful light for photos. Sunrise and sunset here are absolutely magical. Second, bring snacks, water, and maybe even a picnic, because while there are some facilities nearby, it's not the most convenient place to buy food once you're down on the beach. And finally, remember to bring a jacket. Even in summer, the sea breeze can be chilly. So that was my trip to Durdle Door from Cardiff, and now you know how to make the journey yourself. Whether you're traveling from Cardiff like me or starting from London. It's one of those places that feels both wild and peaceful at the same time, and it's definitely worth the journey. If you're planning to visit, drop your questions in the comments and I'll be happy to help. And if you've already been to Durdle Door, let me know what your favorite memory was. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.